Good morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant. The top stories first. Speaker Sapkota says right to dissolve the House not bestowed to the PM by the Constitution, pledges to protect the Constitution. Former President Yadav says political uncertainty brought about by PM's move, says solution only possible after unified efforts. 543 more cases of COVID-19 confirmed in the country. Death toll reaches 1,856. China approved Sinopharm coronavirus vaccine for the public to use. Several other Chinese vaccines at late trial stage also granted emergency license. And Manchester United forward Cavani banned for 3 matches for racial comments. Player pledges guilty for the Instagram post. And now the news in detail. Speaker of the now dissolved lower house, Agni Sapkota, stated he has been consulting with experts regarding his role to protect the Constitution. Receiving the memorandum submitted by women wing affiliated with different political parties, Speaker Sapkota reminded he has already published a statement calling the Prime Minister's decision to dissolve the Parliament unconstitutional and informed he has been consulting with experts regarding his role on protecting the Constitution. Speaker Sapkota informed he will shortly be answering the court regarding how and why the lower house dissolution is beyond the power conferred by the Parliament. Speaker Sapkota also expressed commitment to work for the protection of Constitution, democracy and the welfare of the country. The memorandum submitted by the Women Union has stated that Prime Minister Oli, via the undemocratic act of Parliament dissolution, has pushed back Nepalese citizens to dark old days. The memorandum has also demanded for the restoration of the Parliament. Former President Dr. Ram Baran Yadav stated Prime Minister's decision to dissolve the House of Representatives has pushed the nation into further political uncertainty. Speaking at a program organized in the Valley yesterday, President Yadav said dissolvement of the lower house will have a long-term impact on democracy, constitution and largely on the nation. Prime Minister's decision has created room for uncertainty which will impact the nation, former President said. Stating that Supreme Court is the last resort for justice, Dr. Yadav said he, just like all Nepalese citizens, is hopeful about restoration of the Parliament from the judiciary. Dr. Yadav called for national unity of all political parties to solve the existing problems unanimously. The meeting of the National Assembly Advisory Committee has fixed the possible agenda for the National Assembly meeting to be held on Friday. A meeting of the Advisory Committee held on Thursday has fixed the possible agenda of the first meeting of the National Assembly to be held today at 4 p.m. The letter of the President regarding the convening of the convention will be read out by the Speaker of the National Assembly, and the letter received from the Office of the President regarding the reorganization of the Council of Ministers will be read out. Similarly, the Order 2077 issued by the Chairperson of the National Assembly on the formation of the committees by the National Assembly will be submitted for approval. Similarly, Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli on Constitutional Council, Work Duties, Rights and Procedures, First Amendment, Ordinance 2077, Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa on Acid and Other Hazardous Chemicals, Regulation Ordinance 2077, Nepal Police and State Police, Operation Supervision and Coordination First Amendment, Ordinance 2077 and Social Security First Amendment, Ordinance 2077 have a possible agenda. Minister for Health and Population Hridesh Tripathi is likely to introduce Medicine Third Amendment Ordinance 2077 and Minister for Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Leelanath Shrestha is likely to introduce Ordinance 2077 to amend some acts against sexual violence and Ordinance 2077 to amend some acts related to criminal offence and criminal procedure. The government yesterday confirmed 543 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country has climbed to 260,359, while the number of active cases has dropped to 6,378. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 252,359 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. The death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 1,856 across the country, with a confirmation of 9 more casualties yesterday. Nepal is currently among the top 40 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with 19.11 million confirmed cases, followed by India with 10.14 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 79.71 million people across the world and claimed 1.74 million lives. Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Bhanubhakta Takal, has admitted that development and construction works have been neglected while fulfilling the responsibility of protecting human life from COVID-19. Addressing the 22nd anniversary program of the Nepal Tourism Board on Thursday, Minister for Tourism Takal said that development, tourism and other programs could not be implemented as the government was focusing on saving human lives from COVID-19. He said that the tourism year 2020 had to be postponed due to COVID and it had caused huge damage to the tourism sector. He also said that the ministry is committed to do what the government can for the development of the tourism sector, which has come to a standstill. Mr. Takal also said that international flights from some countries have been cancelled due to the recent outbreak of coronavirus infection in the UK. Minister Takal said that the government is working accordingly as saving lives is the first priority. And now the news from the economic front. Nepal Rashtra Bank has claimed that the economic growth will be better as the impact of COVID-19 pandemic is less than what was expected. In a virtual program organized in Kathmandu, Governor Mahaprasad Adhikari of NRB said that economic growth would be good in the coming days as economic activity was good in most areas except for a few. Only 6% of the industries were operating at full capacity last May, but now about 57% of the industries are fully operational and this will have a positive impact on the economy, said Governor Adhikari. Stating that the credit flow from the banking sector has also increased in November and December, Governor Adhikari said that the economic sector will move when liquidity is used. Claiming that the excess liquidity in the system will be utilized in the current fiscal year, he said that the governor will evaluate which bank has come a long way in the concession brought by the governor during the difficult times. Stating that Rs 81 billion refinancing has been approved so far, the official said that the refinancing is being utilized in small and household sectors. Welcome back, and now the international news. Chinese authorities have given conditional approval for general public use of a coronavirus vaccine developed by state-owned drug maker Sinopharma. According to BBC, the move came a day after the firm said interim data showed its leading vaccine had a 79% efficacy rate in phase 3 trials without providing more details. Several Chinese-made vaccines are at a late trial stage, are already in use in China after being granted emergency licenses, BBC added. The pandemic emerged in the central Chinese city of Wuhan in December 2019. It has since spread around the world, but China has managed to bring infection rates down to very low levels through strict antivirus measures. The search for the source of the coronavirus has led to tensions with the West. The US, among a number of other countries, raised questions about whether China was fully transparent when the virus first emerged there, BBC further reported. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Manchester United's Edinson Cavani has been given a 3-match ban and a £100,000 fine for a social media post containing a Spanish phrase that is offensive in some contexts. The Uruguayan, 33, pleaded guilty to a Football Association charge of using insulting and/or improper words, BBC reported. Cavani sent the message after scoring a winner at Southampton on 29th November. The striker subsequently deleted the post and apologized when the meaning that could be attached was pointed out. Along with the ban and fine, Cavani must also complete a face-to-face education program. He is also said to miss the EFL Cup semi-final against Manchester City on January 6th, the FA Cup third-round tie with Watford on January 9th, and today's match against Aston Villa in the Premier League. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Speaker Saab says right to dissolve the House not bestowed to the PM by the Constitution, pledges to protect the Constitution. Former President Yadav says political uncertainty brought about by PM's move, says solution only possible after unified efforts. 543 more cases of COVID-19 confirmed in the country. Death toll reaches 1,856. China approves Sinopharm vaccine for coronavirus to the public. Several other Chinese vaccines at late trial stage also granted emergency license. And Manchester United forward Cavani banned for 3 matches for racial comments. Player pleads guilty for the Instagram post. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.